Hi and welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about computed columns and how you can create them using Entity Framework. I am going to use Entity Framework Core 5, which is the new release of Entity Framework. And we have a property here called age that is going to consist the age of a user by year, and we have a birthday too, and you can see that the age is directly dependent to birth date, so we can somehow make it so that the age always gets calculated based on birth date. And one way to accomplish that is to use a get method like this and return the date time difference between now and the birth date. That could work, but the problem is it doesn't get updated on database anytime that the birth date changes. So you always have to make sure that the age and birth date are tied together and updated together. And there's a better solution for this, and that's using computed columns in Entity Framework. And it's basically a feature in SQL Server that you can reach using EF Core. So let's see how it works. So I'm going to put it back and create a new database. So first, let's create a database and the users table. And to do that, I have an app.db context in here, inherited from db context, and I'm going to go to a package manager console and add a new migration called init. So basically, we are just creating the database and the users table, and there's nothing about computed columns yet. As you can see, it's just a normal table creation in Entity Framework. So I have my database right here. I have my table here, and this is the table that I am using view data to change it. So let's add a user and set the age to 25, and let's set the date to something like this, and let's enter. So let's just change it to 29. And now, as you can see, the age is 25, but what we have in our database is 29, and that's a problem. And so let's calculate the age using SQL Server only. So I can use select get date to see what is the time and date of today, which is this one, and I can use select date diff to calculate the difference between two date time values, and the interval for now is year, and the starting date would be the birth date, and end date would be get date, which is today's date, and we are going to calculate this from users table. So let's comment this one and run everything again, and as you can see, by the calculation of SQL Server, we have 25 as the user's age. So somehow we want to make it so that this calculation happens every time that this birth date gets changed. So let's just copy this and let's go to our app.db context. In onModel creating, I am going to use builder. Let's select this and use builder. I go to entity of user, and I go to property of age, view.age, and I use has computed column SQL, and then I have to set the query like this. Let's paste it in here and save everything. So we are making it so that computed columns are using this query. And so let's add a new migration for user age computed, and as you can see the same query is appearing in here. And if I update my database and then refresh the data here, the age is now grayed out, so I cannot change it directly, and it's always getting calculated using this birth date. If I change this to something like 2000, I get age 20, and if I change 2005, I get age 15, and it works all the time. So there is just one less thing to worry about. If the birth date is right, the age is going to be right, and that's just managed by SQL Server, and you don't have to care about it in your code base. You can have more complex queries here if you need to, like sometimes you want to calculate something based on other tables. You can have a function to do that and save the result using this has computed column SQL, but you should be cautious about overusing this feature because it can cause performance decrease. So just have to think about what you're doing, test it, and make sure nothing goes wrong. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you like this, you can subscribe and get more videos soon.